Welcome back to Honest Tool Reviews. I've been straining myself to not hop on YouTube and make a video every so often for a while now, simply because life has been pretty hectic. A couple of supporters have been through what I've gone through, and they've given me plenty of oral support, leaving good comments. They understand. Some of you might not. It doesn't entirely matter at the point for this video, if people know what I'm going through or not. But there's been a bit of a situation. I don't have a house, I don't have a shed, I don't have a tool barn or garage to put things in, and I've basically just been working and dealing with finding me another place of that size and quality to put everything before I could start back with videos. But I thought I could do one today. This is the Milwaukee M18 fan. I can't remember how long I've had it. I know I've had it for at least 5 years now. Probably roughly 4 to 6 years if I'm being safe, because I don't like to mislead people. The fan runs on M18 batteries, but it'll take any of the M18 batteries. You know, you can get the big M18 batteries, you can get the little M18 batteries. I've got a bunch of different ones just sitting around in this junk room. I got a big one here that's got an adapter on it to power things when we leave the house. It also has a outlet plug in the back. I would probably say that this thing blows anywhere from 5 feet to 10 feet. It is really strong. I think this is a really good toolbox fan if you work in maintenance like I do, and you're being expected to walk in the door, see what's broken, and just grab your toolbox and start walking through the facility. You can sit this on your toolbox and have a fan the entire way to where you're going, and then every time you get out from under the machine, you have a fan to cool you down a little bit at your toolbox. And it is actually so small that it will pretty much fit in a machine if you're allowed to do something like that. There may be situations where you can't or it doesn't fit, but it's not that bulky. It's no bigger than my hand on the side. It's about 3 of my hand tall. So that's a bad type of measurement. It does say job site fan. So when I say that I do maintenance work in a facility, it's job site quality. It should be water resistant enough that you can plug this in and go out on the job site. And if you ain't got walls set up yet, a little bit of rain ain't gonna destroy it. It's that Milwaukee level of tough. I have dropped it off of a ladder that situation did call for a fan. It was not calling for me to have a fan. I needed a fan to cool off some paint, trying to get it to dry in a hurry, and it fell off of a 6-foot ladder, and there's no nicks or scratches in it that would suggest that it fell, didn't bust. I've had honestly, I'm not sure if he was jealous or if he's just incompetent. A coworker managed to knock it off of my toolbox, and again, you can't really tell. It's solid, it's not busted, it's not being held together with duct tape. And my most recent girlfriend, well, the only one I've had since my my falling out with my 3-year-long fiance situation, she actually borrowed it to blow on some arts and crafts that her and her business partner were making. They do arts and crafts things. I know tons of women are doing that mess now, but for some reason she thought it was just perfect to sit out in the yard and cool off some glasses that they had made, some kind of wine glasses. It is mountable. It has the 4 pieces here. I'm not sure what the slits are for, if they're designed that way for a base, or if they're part of putting it together, I can't really comment on that. But they do have slits that look as if you could design a base for it. If they don't sell a base, or if they don't have a way for it to click onto the that toolbox system that they have, then I'm sure you could manufacture one if you had a 3D printer. But in the meantime, I do know that the holes here work really well. I have 4 bolts, just a little smaller than this, that are sticking off the side of my Harbor Freight toolbox at work. It was a little bit of a pain trying to measure and get it right the first time, because the drawers were on the inside. You had to avoid certain things, but I got it right. So now it goes over, and then the weight of it pulling down holds it kind of like a picture frame on the wall. And there's the M18 battery positions really recessed in there, which is why I suggest it should be all right. If there's some water or anything, it's also very tight. You pull the trigger and go to pull, and you see it's still trying its best to hold on to the battery, so they don't fall out. It's recessed, it's really tight, it's job site tough, and I thought this would be an excellent one to give a rating on. I never give a 5-star rating to any tools, because they can always be better. And this one, I really feel the need to say 5 out of 5, because what all can you really do to a fan? And I know I had this one before Cobalt came out with theirs. I had this one before. I do believe DeWalt has theirs now. And this one was on the internet. This one was on eBay and Amazon before they had theirs. As far as I'm aware, this was like the first one. So they may have a new model that works even better. It has like an extra couple of settings. I have seen that the Cobalt has like a dial of power to more power, and you can turn it anywhere you want. And I feel like that's a little unnecessary. It's a fan. Either you want air or you don't want air. I quite often only use the low setting, or if I'm not going to be anywhere near the fan, I set it to high so that I can still feel it. I don't really know why anybody would need that kind of resistor style thing that Cobalt has. But Cobalt has theirs, and it's set up that way. If I had a critique for this, the radio that I have also accepts the M12 batteries. I would find it interesting if they could make it where you could plug an M12 battery in back here as well, to either charge the battery with the outlet or power it by M18 or M12. Because Milwaukee does have a M18 M12 job site battery, job site radio that takes either battery. Now, the radio doesn't charge the batteries, but I've heard that one of their job site radios does charge their batteries. This one does not charge the batteries. That would be nice. And it doesn't take both, which would be nice. Those would be 2 nice improvements I would like to see to this machine. So I can't give it 5 out of 5, but it does get 4 out of 5. Because, again, if you're just looking at it at face value, it's a fan. It's a very, very well-blowing fan, and it's genuinely tough. I can personally attest to that. So, how much did I spend? Well, that would be a part of the rating, because you can buy a $20 fan that plugs into the wall. Nowadays, you can buy a $30 or $40 fan and plug a bunch of AA, AAA batteries into it. So what are we looking at in price here? Well, I actually paid about $150 for this fan, and it came with 3 of these batteries, and it came with the outlet charger, power supply, and it was new. It was 100% brand new. The batteries were 100% brand new. The charger was 100% brand new. And as we know, the batteries are extremely, ridiculously expensive. It ain't like going to the store and picking up some AA batteries. So I think I almost got the fan for free if I didn't get the fan for free. You know what I mean? Because of the price. It was about 150 with the shipping and handling, and batteries are just expensive. The batteries were used, but they weren't in this bad a condition. This is because of me using it. I am Justin Acock. This is my initials. I take them to work, so I don't want them stolen. And but I've used the ever-loving crap out of the batteries separately on other tools, so it came in handy there. The purchase was a great purchase. The fan was worth more than $75 to me. The other toolbox fans, I don't know what they're selling for, so I can't really give you a comparison. If you're interested in other fans, you might discover that you have something else out there worth more to you. It kind of depends on what platform that you're stuck with. I already have all the batteries, the other tools that are Milwaukee. I mean, heck, I even have their knife. So I don't see myself buying DeWalt anytime soon, but I've had some DeWalt stuff given to me by my father and all, and I may give some reviews of those later. They're really, really old though. So for me, the Milwaukee was the purchase, and I really like it. I do. It may be a lot of money to put out to one, and again, it has been 4 or 5 to 6 years, so I can't attest that that's the same price. It could have went down, or it could have went up with a new model. But this is my Milwaukee M18 job site fan, and I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. With the summer heat really kicking in now, there's not really much air conditioning you can get as a factory worker or a construction site worker or an automotive worker with an open garage out there, the heat blazing. So something like this would be very helpful if you haven't thought about having a worksite fan, or if you've tried to say, well, I'm a tough guy or whatever. Try to take a couple things into considerations, like, are you smoking cigarettes, or are you in good shape? Just how hot is it? Because your health is important, and you got to stay hydrated, and you don't want to get too hot underneath a vehicle, or too hot inside of a piece of machinery, or too hot on the top of a ladder on the 3rd floor of a construction site next to an elevator shaft. You have to stay cool and safe. That this isn't a tool that will physically help you do the job any faster, but this is a tool that may save your life or just make your day a little bit easier, and it may make things more convenient. It just depends on how hot your job already is and just how badly you need a fan. I know some guys that they do a lot of drinking, and I mean a lot of drinking. They almost come into work drinking. They have high blood pressure. Their faces are constantly red. They sweat just by opening their eyes and talking. And those guys, they stare at my fan like a fish out of water. And I don't know about everybody, but some people just need a fan. I wouldn't say I've legitimately needed it all the time, but I have seen times in the construction industry running plumbing that this has been a very, very appreciated machine underneath the hospital, running new 4-inch copper pipe and doing a whole bunch of brazing. I didn't use it to cool me down specifically, but with the brazing going on underneath all the insulation on the dirt floor underneath the hospital that I was working on, this helped kind of push the heat away from me and the pipe. The pipe has to cool down for 30 minutes or so. You'd be down there for an hour doing fire watch, and you don't want to just sit with heat. And it really, really helped. And then there was some other times where, it's just been a really good fan for me. I have truly enjoyed it, and I suggest it for anyone who's already invested in the Milwaukee tool set, which they've probably seen this before. And if you needed someone to suggest it, I suggest it. I suggest it wholeheartedly. They've got that thing going where they put their name all over the place, and you can't really mess up. You just can't. It works great. There's the category number, serial number, all of that mess. I don't know which one. I think that's the number you would use to look up this particular fan, like a catalog number. I hope maybe this was helpful to somebody. I'm not entirely sure that it is, but with the summer heat really kicking in at this point, I thought it would be necessary to suggest it to somebody. I will not be doing slideshow photos of what you can find on the internet right now after this clip, because I do not currently have internet and my laptop is not really up to the task at the moment. But if you're interested, simply look up the Milwaukee M18 and it's a fan, and you should find at least this model. And I hope that my viewers have a great day, and I appreciate you continuing to subscribe, follow, and comment, maybe even liking a video here and there. I really appreciate the support. And again, as you remember, I don't do advertisements. I don't advertise for anything. I'm not looking money. This is just me, a guy using tools for at least a year before giving a good review on them or a bad review on them, one way or the other, how I feel about them. So next up will be this adapter that I bought on Amazon for a DeWalt tool that was given to me. And as you can see, I don't have the DeWalt tool anymore. We'll see how that went in the next video. But for this video, stay safe out there and have a great day.